Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Today we're going to take a look at super speed. Basically, I've been planning to do a video about the movement powers for quite some time. So today's the day for super speed. As we get started, one question that often comes back is how can we change the lightning? Like you can see the lightning effects when your character is running. People have been asking how they could change that. The short answer is you can't really change it. All you can really change, I will show it to you in just a second. You see the trail of color behind your character, that you can change. But the lightning itself, there doesn't seem to be an option to change it. So let's go into our color. And just as a test, let's try it out. I will put everything, let's say green. There we go. So as you see, our lightning is still yellow. There's nothing that seems to be able to change that. But the trail behind our character became green because all our colors are being set to green. So now let's make one more change. So let's start by changing this one, let's say to red. So here you can see a whole bunch of our speed lines behind our character became red, although you can still see some of the green speed lines. So let's change it once more. Let's change this one to yellow, for example. So here you can see the yellow line that replaces some of the green, but there's still a tiny bit of green into it. So let's make the final one. Let's make this color, let's make it blue. So now you can see the red. Where you can see where the red. It's a bit difficult to see. Sorry. So you can see a bit where the red, the blue, and the yellow creates the speed lines behind your character. The last color doesn't seem to affect anything. If it does, I didn't notice. So let's make this one. Let's keep this one green actually. I don't see any green left in the speed lines, and I don't see any green in any of the effects. So the fourth color doesn't seem to affect any of the speed lines at all. So that was it for the speedline effects. And I have a few things that I should purchase. There we go. Oh. So now let's take a look at the super speed abilities. Basically the first one, the speed force, is what allows you to go faster. Quite simply is that this is if you click on the left joystick once. But if you go into L3, or if you basically hold the joystick, then you can go at super speed, uber super speed. So that's all that first ability does, is that it allows you to go at your maximum speed, basically. If we look at the other abilities, basically, you have the Vortex Trap. I showed it in a few videos, but I'll show it again here. You have the Cyclone Push. You have the Tornado Pull. You have the Dash Attack, which is a super speed. It seems also to act as a shield. Sadly, it's a supercharge. I've filled my supercharge, but it seems to take a lot longer than I remember to fill the supercharge. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you all the supercharge. So I'll try to show you at least two of them if I can. There's the phase dodge, which we've seen before. There's the Metabolic Boost. Basically, it allows you to break free from certain control effect, and it gives you some heal over time for a bit. And of course, you have the various resistance. You have the restraint resistance. You have the restraint recovery, and you have the breakout mastery. So basically, it allows you to resist when enemies try to encase you or root you or basically hold your character. And when you break out, the recovery allows you to recover a bit of power, and the breakout mastery allows you to recover a bit more power. So again, the knockback resistance allows you to being resistant to being knocked back. It's only like a 10% extra resistance. It's not a big deal, but basically one time out of 10, you're going to be able to resist. And again, the recovery should give you back a bit of power when you actually break out. And there's the speed drain, which basically drains the kinetic and metabolic energy from nearby enemies to slow their movement and cause damage over time. So let's try. So we'll try the speed drain, and I will try the dash attack, and let's see what these actually do. If we can try all three, we will, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to. So the dash attack basically does this. Watch carefully. I'm only going to be able to do it once. So basically, you just ram into your opponents, and you saw them fall down a bit. So that's basically what happened. Actually, I think I'm going to be able to do all of them if we're lucky. The next one, again, let's look carefully what happens. So basically, we're draining. We seem to be draining our opponents. So we drain the kinetic and metabolic energy. Basically, it's and do damage over time. So we saw the damage over time for the kinetic and for whatever energy we drain. Not sure what actually happened. Oh well. And last but not least is this one here. So basically all this does is that it heals your character and it protects it from certain effects. It allows you to break free of control effects and it restores some health over time. And as you saw, it didn't last that long. Although sometimes in combat, certain abilities seems to last a bit longer. But anyways, so that was it for those the 3 supercharges. Let's take a look at the rest of the abilities now. I'm going away from the combat dummy so that I can actually tweak my loadout. So let's put that back here. Let's put that back here. I could have sworn there was an ability that I couldn't take in the past. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, that seems to be it. So basically we have the Vortex Trap. We run around our enemies real fast and we do a bunch of damage. And usually also it knocks them down. We have the Cyclone Push, which usually pushes them away. Sadly, it doesn't seem to work on the combat dummies, but normally you would see your enemies being pushed back. The phase dodge basically allows you to dodge attacks. So basically the idea is that you're vibrating at super speed and objects should be passing through you. So whatever attacks your enemies are doing should be passing harmlessly through you. That's pretty much the idea behind that. The Whirlwind Dervish basically is this here. So again, sometimes it allows you to break free from certain effects. So let's say your character is being paralyzed or held down. You just do this and you should get back up and start spinning. The thing is, be careful, because if just one enemy, like let's say you were surrounded by all these guys and just one of those guys would decide to block, that would be enough to pretty much interrupt your character. And there's the Tornado Pull, which technically pulls your one enemy towards you. Well, I think it's one enemy, but it could. I don't remember seeing more than one. But anyway, basically you're pulling one enemy towards you. Maybe you can pull more than one, but from what I remember, pretty sure it was only one. And when it comes to super speed, if you're creating your first character, I wouldn't recommend using super speed. Basically, if you're creating a brand new, if you're creating your first character in this universe online, I would strongly encourage you to create a flying character. The flying mode is pretty much the easiest of all three modes. For various reasons. There's certain maps that are difficult to navigate at super speed, and there are certain maps that are very difficult to navigate with an acrobat. And also, sometimes when you have certain objectives, hiding and hard to reach spot, much easier to reach those spots than with a flying character than any of the other modes. For example, if there was an exhibit or a collection right in the corner over there, it's a bit tricky to sometimes come in a corner like that and try to grab something that is there. But with a flying character, you would just fly to the ceiling, grab whatever it is you want to grab, and it would be so much easier. So if this is your first character, yeah, nothing stops you from using super speed from the start, but it's a pretty difficult movement to master. So I would strongly suggest if it is your first character, go with a flying character, but if you want to go with a super speed character, you have the option. And nowadays we have the option to recreate, as you can see, iconic characters. So if you've always wanted to recreate your friend the Flash, well, do so. Also, the super speed movement ability seems to be viable. I've been able to play various missions with this character just using the super speed abilities. Uh, so it seems to be viable, although I'm not sure at end game if it is still an option or not. I haven't tried that so far. So that's pretty much it for our super speed video. I will make a follow-up video with basically all the movements. I will make a flight video, a skimming video, and an acrobat video, and I will go through all the abilities just as I did right now. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.